I had to walk on a bed of burning coal. I had to walk on fire. I was obviously scared and didn't want to do it. And then I found the perfect excuse for not doing it. Before we go there, let's rewind a little bit. I had joined this very new organization for me. It was a very huge company, and I was heading services for India. The predecessors had done a very good job, and the team was growing well, the business was growing well. But what I realized was the potential to grow was much, much bigger than what we were growing in the past. And every time I sat with the leaders and challenged them on how we could grow this much faster, they had reasons why it could not be done. It was never done before. They were going well, so why worry, and things like that. So I decided to take them off to an offsite, about 40-50 of them, and thought of inspiring them to look at big goals. And I brought this whole thing called BHAG, big, hairy, audacious goals, and said, look, let's go for some really, really bold goals for this year. But I could sense there was this fear, the fear that this was an impossible target to take. It would just waste everybody's time. They all knew it can't happen. So it was very important to break that mindset, that barrier that stopped them from going that extra mile in believing in themselves that they could actually do this. It can be done. So I thought about it with the one who was helping me coordinate all this. We brainstormed on what we could do which could shock them into believing in themselves. And we thought of this. And I agreed to this a little recklessly without thinking about myself. That was to get a professional organization to arrange this firewalking and challenge ourselves to go and walk the fire. Day one, nobody knew about this, it was a surprise. So day one in the morning, the whole day we spent studying different topics around audacious goals, about inspiring examples in the past and things like that. And finally, evening dawned. It was a wintry part of the year. It was dark, and the moment had come. We had to go. Those guys had come and arranged everything in a nearby field. We walked across. Nobody knew where we were going. They were all very curious to see what event was happening next. Was it an entertainment event, song, dances, etc., or a cocktail or something like that? But it wasn't any of that. They walked there and suddenly saw this huge bed of burning coal and fire. And I said that we will all walk through that now. Everybody was scared. And suddenly I realized I had to walk through that too myself. And I was scared too. I didn't know what to do, and how can I get out of this? I planned everything. How can I have an excuse? While I was thinking and wondering what to do and how to go ahead, the guy who organized this whole thing, he came to me and he said, look, please tell everyone that if anybody is diabetic, he should not walk on this, because diabetics can harm their feet. And I said, Eureka, I have my perfect excuse. I am diabetic. So I can tell them, sorry, I wanted to, but I can't. He's not letting me. I turned to everyone and I said, if anybody of you here is diabetic, please step back. You are not allowed to take part in this. They are all young people. There was nobody there who was really diabetic in that. And for me, it was the moment of truth. Nobody was going in there. I was not going. I had a perfect excuse. And that's the time I realized that as a leader, you need to walk the talk. You don't make excuses. You walk the talk. You lead by example. You need to go in there first. So I just said my prayers. I remembered all the science I had read about this. Why it was quite harmless. Very, very safe. I tried to remember all that. It didn't help much. I said, okay, I have to go. If I have to lead this team to bigger success, I have to be the first one to go in. Removed my shoes, my socks, walked in, stepped. I had no choice. I just pushed myself, stepped on the burning coal and walked across. Quickly walked in, and he kept saying, nobody has to run. Everybody must walk slowly. If you run, you will harm yourself. You might stumble and it can lead towards a thing. Just walk across. I just decided to follow the instruction the way he gave me and just walked across. And in the matter of a few more seconds or minutes, I was there on the other side on safety. And I realized nothing had happened. It didn't hurt. And I was there. And when they saw me going, the younger fellows joined in and everybody started going in. And as more and more people passed on to the other side, you could feel the sense of belief. It was okay. And some of those really brave guys came up, went again. He said, oh, I'll do 2 more times. Then there was photographs and videos and everything being taken. 2, 3 things here. One, your mind can play games. Fear can make it give you justification why you should not do it, and you can justify it to yourself. Be careful. Our mind sometimes is like an imposter. It fools us. Be careful. The second thing is you need to go ahead with blind belief first. And when you then start seeing success, you will, as a team, see this whole success and feel it's possible and make things possible. But you need to take the first step and just go ahead. Try it. Don't be afraid. The third is, sometimes you need to shake the collective team. Working with individuals doesn't work. You need to shake it as a team. Because the next day there was euphoria in the conference room. They were like victorious. They told all their friends what they did. Everybody was like they were the heroes. People were watching them and said, oh boy, how did you do this? And they said, this is how we'll get this big numbers this year. For the next 5 years, we were one of the best teams globally. Belief in what can be achieved. Mind is the game player. You need to make the mind believe that it can be done. Otherwise, it keep telling you that it can't be done. Challenges will keep coming. And every time challenges come, remember you are more powerful than the challenge. You can do it. Fear will stop you. Fear will stop you from taking advantage of opportunities like going up and speaking on stage. You will not take it. In a big room of conference room, and some senior guy comes and asks for questions or feedback, everyone keeps their heads down. But that's actually a great opportunity to talk. You're all worried it would be a stupid question, you'll bring your limelight on you and everybody is watching, seniors are watching. No. Overcome this imaginary fears. Overcome. In the end, I just want to summarize by saying what I have said many times in my earlier videos. If fear was not there, we could have achieved anything in this world. Anything. Fear stops us. Is fear such a bad thing? No, because it was built in for survival. Fear is a necessary thing to help you survive. There was this what is called as the lizard brain in the primitive jungle man, which created this fear impulses for the man to get prepared to fight the challenges which came unexpectedly in the forest. Like you're watching TV and something suddenly is like thrown on the TV screen from the inside on the screen, and you just step back or you just spill some coffee while it's actually inside. It's not real. It's an instinctive response caused by fear for your self-preservation. But we need to understand the difference between that fear of self-preservation and sometimes when it is not real, it's just imaginary. Understand the difference and overcome it. You can achieve anything. Just before I go, 1 minute on the science of firewalking. When you firewalk, you'll find that the guy who's organizing it will ask you to step on a bucket of water first, bare feet, and then go walking. As you start walking on the fire, what happens is the water or the moisture on the below the feet, the sole, starts evaporating and form a protective coat for you. And because you are stepping quite at a steady pace, it needs a certain period of time for the skin to actually get burnt. So it lifts, goes ahead, lifts, goes ahead, and there is this protective coat formed by the evaporation of that moisture below the sole. So it's absolutely safe. The length of the burning coal is also designed that way. Okay, so that your feet doesn't get fully dry before you reach the end of this. Very scientifically done. Nothing to worry. But our mind plays games. As you see the pics I put here in the video, it might look horrible. It isn't. It was absolutely safe. Hope this was useful. Realize fear is your friend, but know when it is trying to be overprotective of you. It's imagining challenges and self-risk for you, which is not there. Stop it there and just go ahead and win the world. Till next time, stay unstoppable.